Hello everyone, this is another Problem of the Week solution video for the problem Dice Cup. I'll read through the problem description and then we'll review an example solution in Python. In many tabletop games, it is common to use different dice to simulate random events. A lowercase or uppercase d is used to indicate a die with a specific number of faces, d4 indicating a 4-sided die, for example. If several dice of the same type are to be rolled, this is indicated by a leading number specifying the number of dice. Hence, 2d6 means the player should roll 2 6-sided dice and sum the resultant face values. Our task is to write a program to compute the most likely outcomes for the sum of 2 dice rolls. Assume each die has numbered faces starting at 1 and that each face has equal roll probability. This is pretty important, so we should keep track of that for later. Our input consists of a single line with two integer numbers n and m, specifying the number of faces of the 2 dice. And it says that the values for n and m will be between 4 and 20. Alright, so that was an interesting description. The most important part there, in my opinion, is that we are assuming that each face has equal roll probability. This means that there is a pattern we can analyze. Luckily, that's very clear in the sample inputs that it gives to us. In our first sample input, 6, 6, the output is just the number 7. 7 is one more than 6. In our second sample input, 6, 4, the numbers printed out are every number between 5 and 7. The same applies in our last sample input, which is 12, 20, where we have every single number between 13 and 21. All we have to do then in this pattern is to print out the numbers between the smallest dice and the biggest dice, number plus 1. So let's go to our sample code. The first thing we do here is to take our inputs from the console. I'm using Python's string unpacking functionalities to do this in combination with the .split method. After this, here in lines 5 and 6, we take the minimum and maximum number of dice faces sizes using the min and max functions. They're saved to these variables I named small and big. Finally, in this loop on line 9, we iterate from small to big plus 1, printing out a number plus 1. This gets us our desired pattern of all of the numbers between the 2 dice sizes plus 1. So the reasoning behind this big plus 1 right here is because in a range loop in Python, our first parameter is inclusive and our second parameter is exclusive. So that means we have to add 1 to this to get our desired output. So that's it for this program. So let's try out all of our sample cases. Our first test case is 6, 6, and we expect our output of 7. Our next sample, 6, 4, should return all numbers between 5 and 7, which it does. And finally, the last test case, 12 and 20, should give us all the numbers between 13 and 21. Alright, so our program is doing as we expect it to be. That'll be it for this solution video. Thank you.